I remember that I didn't really understand why the women were always in the kitchen, and once whatever meal was ready, then they would have to then serve the men. And so I kind of always had that in the back of my mind where, we should all be in service to each other. And so I saw a lot of that in my upbringing, where it was more of the women of the household, the older women, siblings, taking care more of the males in the family, on both sides of my family, both my mom and my dad. And so I think growing up, it's, we need to take more care of each other. It doesn't matter what gender we are, male, female, or how we identify. Witnessing that firsthand in my upbringing, on both sides of my family, my mom and my dad's, and being in a same-sex marriage, I think, there comes opportunities where it's not all the women in the kitchen who are preparing a lavish meal. It's, my mom, myself, my husband, who are preparing this meal for everyone in the family to enjoy. And maybe it is because of that, because I am in a same-sex marriage where it is my husband and I who have to prepare meals for ourselves. It's not, a husband and a wife where the woman's in the kitchen and the husband's sitting down. And so I think maybe because of that, I don't see that so much now as I did in my upbringing. So my partner and I have been married for a couple of months, but it's almost been 5 years that we've been together. And during the school year, when I am having to, take my work with me home and still work into the night until I am finished and preparing for the next day, he's primarily responsible for making our dinner. Whereas on my end, my responsibility is to clean up the kitchen. Some of the things that he does prepare for us is various different types of chicken recipes. I mean, we do lots of things with chicken. I think our latest creation in recent time has been chicken pizza, which is basically chicken breast that has been seasoned, put in the air fryer, and then we put marinara sauce on top with a little bit of mozzarella cheese. And so that's probably the one that sticks out most, just because it's the most recent. But he's definitely more of the cook in the household, and I'm more of the cleaner. So in this past November, we had the opportunity to have our families over for Thanksgiving, and it was the first Thanksgiving we had in our new home. And so my mom actually had come a couple days before, and we sat down, we created a plan, a grocery list. We organized that grocery list by the different sections of the grocery store. This is what we need to get from the produce and the different aisles. And her and I started prepping the food the day before on that Wednesday. And come Thanksgiving Day, we again met at our house. She met us very early, and we started cooking in the kitchen, and it was a very tiring experience, I would say. I know personally I took it for granted growing up, not knowing how much time, effort, and energy went into preparing that meal. But it was very nice to have everyone over and partake in that meal, knowing that it was our first Thanksgiving that we were having in that new home together as a couple. Maybe not so much tiring, but maybe more of the excitement part of it was I can start a task and my mom can just pick up and finish it, and then I can pick up a task that she was starting, and we were just kind of like working hand in hand, kind of like a machine where, I was able to start something, then she can pick it up. And I'll give you an example where she had prepared the turkey to go into the oven, and as that turkey was roasting, I was able to, baste it every now and then and monitor the temperature and making sure that it was okay in the oven and nothing had exploded. And so It was just her and I working hand in hand and enjoying that experience together. I was really happy. We had a lot of leftovers, a lot of food to share, and even though it took lots of time and effort, I think it's just something that we are going to want to continue doing every year from now, is hosting Thanksgiving, just because it gives us an opportunity to have our families over and we all partake in that one meal together.